Hi,
Hi,
I'm Nick,
I'm Jill,
and
and
we're
we're
HipStrings.
HipStrings.
Welcome to, what is this, day 8? Am I on the
Day
right one?
8.
Day 8 of the Base12 Spinalong.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So we're 2/3 of the way through.
so that means if you are doing 3-ply, you should switch bobbins.
Yes.
But who in their right mind would be doing 3-ply on this? I don't know.
Well, they might chain ply, but that would not require bobbin changing.
That's true.
Okay, so fiber for today
Where's
is
my
Green
die?
Fairy,
Ah.
which is a hand-carded bat. It is green and sparkly.
Where did my
What?
die go?
I don't know.
Oh, there it is. Underneath my chair, like where it likes to live. Okay, got my handy-dandy squishy die.
I'm not even going to try starting before because you
And
have a
I already
handicap.
got that. Did I get that one? No, I didn't. Okay, and I'm spinning 5 today.
What was 5? Oh, 5 is girl.
5 is the one we're talking about. So I'm laughing about that specifically because who was washing dishes and injured both his thumbs? This guy. I don't know how. I was opening I took a pause from washing dishes and opened a can for my youngest, a can of soda, and he then comes to me and says, "Daddy, why is there blood on this can?" At which point I realized I was bleeding, and oh god, this is not working out well. I might have to go get gloves. I'll tell my story and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do here.
Yeah.
So I realized I was bleeding and dealt with the one thumb, and then I was still getting blood on things, and then realized that my other thumb was also bleeding, and I have no clue what caused it. So now, as Jill had mentioned, I've got a bit of a handicap.
We won't even talk about who's going to best 2 anymore.
Yeah, but I did say,
It's not a fair fight.
hey, Jill, do you have a red fiber that I'm dealing with so that if I get blood on it, nobody will know? And she said, yeah, well, there's the one that's girly girl, the pink one. And lo and behold, I got the pink one. Yay. So you won't know if I'm bleeding. Although I'm having the problem that my
Yeah, there's
Band-Aid,
a Band-Aid issue. You might have to change Band-Aids.
My Band-Aid is fraying a little bit, and it's mixing
Yeah.
in with the fiber.
You can't use the woven Band-Aids when you're trying to spin.
Yeah, apparently. Lessons learned. Thankfully, my right thumb is not as bad off as my left thumb, so I should
You're gonna
be
make this
okay.
work?
I'm gonna make it work. Heidi Klum, I'm gonna make this work. All right. So, oh man, this is, yeah, I'm gonna have to do something with this Band-Aid. I don't know what, like, all right, I think I got the last little
There's some
bit of
electrical
fray.
tape in the other room.
I'm not that kind of electrical engineer. I'm not a robot. Electrical engineer doesn't mean I need electrical tape.
But it won't fray.
Yeah, I know. I'm making a joke. You actually had a brilliant idea.
There isn't heat shrink tubing large enough in the house. Maybe there is? You could heat shrink tube your thumb?
That would burn. That kills people, Carl. I'm making all sorts of weird references here that I'm sure nobody will get. All right.
I love seeing the little flashes of green sparkle.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about that fiber. Which one's that one?
This is Green Fairy.
Okay.
And I believe this is another one that has 2 different types of sparkle, and it has the rainbow trilobal nylon in it, as well as having some lime green Angelina.
We've had some rather good coincidences in terms of both of us spinning rather similar fibers over the past couple of days.
Yeah, we have. Because we both spun merino silk, the gray merino silk, yesterday. Yeah, and then we're both spinning bats.
That have sparkle in them.
Mm-hmm. There's only one bat that doesn't have sparkle this year.
Okay. Is it one we've already seen?
No.
Oh. Well, then don't talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it Fight Club because we don't talk about Fight Club. What is with this slow? Oh, man. My consistency is going to go out the window.
I don't think you're doing that bad.
I'm doing whole bad, not half bad. So we talked about on the podcast previously about how I couldn't figure out what to do with my previous Base12 um, yarn, and somebody gave the fantastic suggestion of doing it as a yoke on a sweater, and I thought, yes, okay, I fell in love with that idea. I'm absolutely going to do it. But I had the anxiety of like, okay, well, how am I going to do this so that I don't have the inconsistency? Because my last year is not. I mean, I have no idea how consistent this one is, but from what I see, what I think, this one's going to be significantly more consistent, much better for a sweater. So Jill had the great idea of, well, let's do a sweater for this year's Base12, and I'll knit a shawl out of last year. So Jill just went and printed out a pattern. I don't even know what the pattern is. I've never seen it. I don't know what it looks like.
It's the Kate Atherley Everyday
Is it the same one you did?
Desh Shawl booklet that she just published that got started by the Everyday Desh Shawl, which is what I did with my Base12.
Okay, but what is? Oh, you printed out the whole booklet?
Yeah.
Oh,
so there's like 10
so I
different
get to
options.
pick something. Okay. Well, I assumed you
Like
just
they're
were
all
like,
the
you're
same
going to
shape,
knit
but
this
it's
pattern,
10
Nick.
different stitch patterns.
I just assumed you were going to direct me to a pattern, which never has led me wrong, so I was completely cool with that.
I'm leading to a booklet.
You were leading me to water for me to drink.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And there are assorted flavorings available
Like
for your water.
You are actually leading me to the soda fountain,
Yes.
not to the lake. All right. So yes. So this yarn that I'm spinning now, I am intending for a sweater. I hope. If my consistency doesn't go out the window because I'm using bandaged thumbs.
I think it'll be really fun if I chain ply it, and I also do a yoke sweater for it.
Oh God, you scared me for a second because I was talking about my injured thumbs, and I thought you were going to say, I think it'll be really fun if I injure my thumbs too.
That would not be fun.
No.
Only one of us can be down at a time.
Yeah. And I'm not even down.
You're not even down. You bake dinner rolls and a pound cake.
Yep. I love baking. I think I may have talked about my trials and tribulations related to my car, that I have swapped out my current electric vehicle for a future electric vehicle, but there is going to be a period of 2 to 3 months
of no car,
which thankfully my parents have actually come to the rescue with letting me borrow one of their cars, and as a result, I think they jokingly said that the rental fee for the car was either dinner rolls or pound cake a week. But I'm totally calling them on it, and I'm going to bring them dinner rolls and pound cake tomorrow, so that I pay off 2 weeks of the car.
That is quite the deal.
I think so. I mean, my dinner rolls and pound cake are pretty amazing.
Yes, but not equivalent to the going rate for a rental car.
This is true.
Everybody's so quiet
Everybody
today.
is so quiet. We didn't even get a good evening or anything.
I know.
Come on.
I know, like,
Hi.
Dave and Meredith are traveling.
Do we need to do this again? Hi, I'm Nick.
Hi, I'm Jill. Even though my hair's in process.
Hair is loading. I think we're going to be. I should have opportunity to color it tomorrow. Back to its natural color.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know what Jill's natural color is, you'll just have to tune in tomorrow to find out.
It's the same natural hair color as Prue.
That's right. I am, speaking of Great British Bake Off, I am still
You did
flabbergasted
amazing
at
timing
my
today.
timing, because I was baking the dinner rolls and, or I
Well,
would say
you
I
were
was
going through
prepping,
the proving steps.
yeah, of the dinner rolls while I was baking um,
Pound cake.
the pound cake. Thank you. And the I hit something so perfectly timed completely by accident where I had to use the mixer for both of them. But I did an initial mix on the dinner rolls, then I washed the mixer, and I prepped the pound cake, and I washed the mixer, and right after I finished washing the bowl, um, the timer went off for the first proving, and I had to throw the dinner rolls back in the mixer. It was perfect timing. I was on cloud nine. I was giggling about it. Jill thought I was absolutely crazy for being so happy about it. Ah, somebody said something. They like us. Hi, Kathleen. Kathleen says, "Hi, I'm knitting last-minute Christmas presents." That is definitely a thing to be
I
doing right
mean,
now.
I'm in the midst of piecing a last-minute quilt top
Yep, yep.
to make a twin-size blanket. It's very simple. I'm just doing like 7-inch squares. Um, and I've almost gotten like the strips I need, and then I need to iron all my seams and then trim the strips and then sew the strips together,
Gab asked.
iron those seams, then sandwich the thing. I'm just doing a tie quilt. I'm not insane. And then bind it
Yeah, it
by
doesn't sound
Friday.
like you're almost done.
I didn't just get started because I had most of my cutting done on
Um,
Friday.
Gab was asking where all the washcloths are, by the way, and if you're done with those.
I'm not all done with them, but
Mm,
they're on a pile in the family room.
mm,
There's 6 or 7 of them now.
okay. Gab only found like 2. I don't know why they only found 2, but
That's probably the 2 I had on the dining room table.
yeah. Molly Singh says carrot cake is now in the oven. Nice. It's a day for
Ooh,
baking.
carrot cake sounds good. I haven't had carrot cake in forever.
Now, do you use the nuts?
Yeah,
I guess you have
it's
to use the
important.
nuts.
You don't have to.
It's an important part of the texture. I recognize that.
It's a terrible part of the texture. Carrot cake is just fine without any nuts in it.
Well, also, carrot cake typically uses walnuts, so carrot cake kills me.
Yeah, that's why we haven't had carrot cake in forever.
Yep.
But my mom made carrot cake like once a year and never
Really?
with nuts.
Hmm. We'll have to maybe make you some carrot cake
Mm-hmm.
while I'm on holiday. Oh
I
God.
will happily buy lots of carrots if you will make carrot cake.
There's
Is there fluff in your eggnog?
pink fiber in my eggnog. Oh, this is what I get for having an open glass. Oh
Mm-hmm.
God, no, it was sticking to the Band-Aid. Ah. Oh God. This is
Somehow I got fiber in my mouth.
there we go. That's what you get for laughing at me about it. By the way, Molly says, so many carrots. Hey, at least you'll have better eyesight, which is actually fake.
Yeah, you should spend more time outside.
Do you know where the whole better vision from carrots thing
It's a
came from?
vitamin A thing,
No.
isn't it?
No, it's a World War II thing.
Oh,
Yeah. So um I think it was the British didn't want the Germans to know about the radar that they
oh,
had. And so when the Germans were like, why the hell can all these British people see these planes coming in? They tried to make a rumor going that they fed their pilots and the people
carrots.
in the military tons of carrots so that they would get better
So
vision.
why did the Germans think that carrots would give you better vision?
Well, because it was a misinformation campaign from the British, and it has stuck to this day, where everybody thinks that carrots give you better vision.
But really, it's UV exposure
Well, yes, that will help.
as you're growing up.
It'll prevent it,
When your eyeballs are nice and squishy.
it'll harden your lenses, um, of your eyes so that they don't deform so much as you're growing.
Yeah, but it won't make up for bad genetics.
That's probably true too.
I spent plenty of time outside in Florida growing up and blind as a bat.
Yeah, there's obviously a happy medium there, but no, it's not playing too many video games or
Reading books in the dark. That was
yeah.
the thing I got yelled at for. I just laughed because I had an eye doctor that put me in bifocals at age 8.
Yeah.
Because I read so much.
Yeah.
Not because I needed it.
Yeah.
It was this will slow down your vision getting bad.
No, it didn't.
Changed doctors, and the doctor was like, why the hell? And now I'm 40, and I now have a lot of friends starting to get bifocals. Nope, no problems.
Yeah, you don't need them.
Nope.
I don't. If I want to look at something close up, like if I'm looking at my phone for a long period of time, my glasses are not right for it. Actually, I've never needed glasses for seeing up close.
I know, and I think it's super cute when you take off your glasses when you're reading.
I usually put them on my forehead.
I know, that's the cute part.
End up with dents in my forehead because of it. So if I ever come on the podcast and you see like 2 little dents right here, you know I've been playing on my phone. Kathleen notes that lack of beta carotene can do bad things to vision, but it tops out. So yeah, you can't get infrared vision from carrots. Although, I learned that
can you get infrared vision from?
Actually, supposedly, there's some sort of treatment for cancer that the type of radiation actually stimulates your I think it's the rods to be able to
detect infrared.
Yeah. Which
I don't think
I don't want cancer, but I kind of want that.
You'd be able to tell if things are hot.
I think it's more just being able to get a little bit of extra night vision.
Mm. Come on. I just want to spin fast so we can get back to watching Witcher.
Yeah. Yeah, we started binging on that.
And
too many good things have come out. Too many good shows have come out. Like, we still haven't gotten to the Christmas special of Zoe.
No, we haven't.
And because there's just been one thing after another that we're watching. Watchmen and...
Well, that didn't just come out.
I know, but we were watching that. What else did we watch between that? It's Great British Bake Off, holiday stuff, Witcher.
It was mostly we were trying to finish up Watchmen so we could cancel HBO, but now we have to get HBO again because of Matrix.
Yep. Because we have to decide what we want to do about showing Adrian Matrix 2
I think
and 3.
not. I think it's quite possible to go from the first Matrix movie to the Resurrection. I don't know. Maybe we need to watch the
I mean, you need to know that Neo dies. Come on.
Yes, and becomes part of the Matrix. But we don't need BDSM club scenes.
Well, yeah, like, that's the thing. We need to skip the Zion scene.
Yeah.
Which adds nothing to the movie as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
I mean, the argument is, oh, but you need to learn about how the good things of humanity and the great contrast with the robots and stuff. And I'm like, I know what humanity's like. I have those urges too. I don't need to see it on a video.
Yeah. So we'll see.
We'll just skip over that scene. I think it's fine. Molly Singh says, you see all the IR lasers for self-driving cars. So self-driving cars mostly use
LiDAR.
Well, so they use some LiDAR, which is IR laser, but those are the ones that have the big thing on the top.
The rotating mirror thing on the top, right?
Yeah. And yeah, that could get really annoying, but you'd probably just end up seeing flashes because those things spin so fast, right? There is a lot that use radar, right? So for the ADAS, assisted driver what is it? Automated driver assisted driving system or something. I don't remember what exactly it stands for. And I should, because this is actually part of my daily job. And then there's a lot that are focusing just on using ambient light vision systems. So either IR systems, but not projecting anything extra, or just using vision camera.
Yeah, like newer Teslas and the the traffic responsive automatic like cruise control. Like Subaru, which I
Yeah.
have, is a
And
vision
the
system.
eyesight. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I can't. That would be weird. I didn't even think about how much additional noise you'd get. The other thing you would see is actually a lot of security cameras project a bunch of IR everywhere to light up the environment without cluing people into the fact that they're watching you. Dun, dun, dun. There's even all the stupid things that I learn about. So there's even a system. You know, there used to be a big problem with um, the advent of cameras, cheap video cameras. People would set up a video camera in a movie theater, record the movie, uh, and then just distribute it for free on the internet. Um, and the uh, movie industry actually came up with a way of projecting out infrared light over the audience and looking for reflections from lenses
Mm.
so that they could identify, and then if they see the reflections of the lenses, they can shoot an IR laser specifically at that lens to
To
prevent
blind
them
it.
to blind it. Yeah. Molly says that her spouse designs IR LiDAR. That's cool. I would definitely recommend that he looks
Or
at,
she.
or she, I apologize. I recommend your spouse look at some of the innovations that PPG has, and if they would like some more information, feel free to reach out to me because I've got I've got the direct in on some of those cool things, and I can actually talk about some of them outside of NDA. Some of them I can. Um, Jan Johnson, by the way, says these bats really go a long way. So, do you want to talk about
They're supersonic bats.
ultrasonic?
Ultrasonic.
So, why would you feel like is there a reason why a bat might go longer?
Carded prep, generally, you get more yardage out of.
Because it's already partially
Because it has
drafted.
a lot of air in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't spin up as densely. And then these are pretty heavy on the silk. So, merino. Did you strip your bat?
I did. I'm
You're
enjoying this whole
learning
stripping
things.
thing. I've
As long as you don't strip for money.
so it's called exotic dancing, Joe. No, I had always found that like as I'm spinning, I naturally have a certain amount of cloud that I grab from the
Yeah.
fiber, and I'd always like resisted and gone back and forth and made sure that I was going from the tip and grabbing the same
Working
amount,
across.
working across it, and it's just it got annoying after a while. And so you all are seeing my transition where I'm like, you know what? Let's just strip this. Um, Now, if there is variation along the bat, let's say left to right, then I'm going to exaggerate that, but that's okay, right?
Yeah. I mean, bats you strip into strips anyway. These were, you know, bats ripped up vertically to get the strip.
Well, I did that further.
Yep.
Just continued ripping it. And by the way, Molly says, haha, excellent. So I may be getting, or you may be getting an email since you've got the HipStrings email, but we'll connect. So I only have one more day of actual work until the holidays.
Huh.
I mean,
Isn't that nice?
next week I'm going to go back into
To an empty office.
into an empty office. I love going into an empty office. There's so many things that I get to catch up on, and I always feel like I'm going to get a lot more done than I actually do, but it's so much less stress. Now, the downside is, though, because I can catch up on a whole bunch of things, I end up sending so many emails and, you know, closing the loop on so many things that the first week of January, well, everybody that I've responded to is like, oh, great, let's move this thing forward, and I get slammed. So I should plan ahead for that. I should just...
And then you're like, leaving.
Yeah, and then I'm going to CES. You know what I should do?
What?
Is I should do one of those, like, delayed email things.
You totally could.
I can
You'd
just...
be like, I'm going to send this email, like, sometime in January.
Yeah. I'm just going to have my emails go out, like, 2 or 3 a day. I like this plan.
It's like scheduling your Instagram posts.
Yeah. Which you totally don't do.
I do sometimes.
Shh. Let them believe.
But I just happen to, like, for noon several days in a row.
Yeah.
And paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's your job, right?
It is my job.
Molly says, I think I have 4 more days at my corporate overlords. Now, the more important thing is if the corporate overlords are going to be overlording you, because if they go on vacation, then things get a lot easier, right? Man, I knew people who were, they didn't take their vacation at all this year.
Yeah.
So they're already gone. They've been gone for like,
Yeah.
Actually, one of my employees was gone last week. He's like, that's it. I'm done for the rest of the year. I'm going to Mexico. Literally, he's from Mexico. So, I mean, it's a little bit different for him, but...
Yeah, he hasn't gotten to go home for a while.
Yeah, right? So I'm glad for him.
You've been taking random days off.
Yeah, I've been taking random days throughout the year to keep my sanity. So I really don't know how these other people have kept their sanity. Maybe they haven't. Or maybe I'm doing something wrong. I always feel like that's the more likely explanation.
No, I don't think you're doing anything wrong.
I thought I was going to have trouble using all my vacation days this year since I got more. So I've been with PPG for 10 years. All right, we're babbling on things completely unrelated to fiber. What can you tell me about the fiber that I'm spinning?
It's girly girl.
Yes, besides that.
It's merino.
Yeah.
And sparkly stuff.
Yeah.
And textured silk and not textured silk.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. By the way, Molly says, I'm pretty sure shut down means shut down. It was true for the week of Thanksgiving.
Mm.
That's good.
I will be doing my thing. Not really changed.
Oh, what you do on a daily basis? Yeah.
And at some point I have to count stuff. The oh so fun counting stuff.
Inventory. I'm like, which iteration of counting things are you referring to?
Inventory, end of year inventory.
Yeah, so the more stuff you buy, the easier Jill's end of year inventory is.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason to spend money, right?
There'll be some incentives.
Yeah. You'll have it. Are you saying you're going to have an after holiday sale?
Yes.
Nice.
What it is, I don't even know yet.
I was going to say, if you do you want to give them any sort of indication of what it might be, or, but it's all a surprise, even to you.
Some way to motivate people to buy things.
We should go into the Cards Against Humanity history logs and see if they've got any inspiration for us.
Mm.
The latest. So I'll rewind a little bit on that concept. Cards Against Humanity is a card game, which, if you are easily offended, it is not the card game for you. I am told it is much like Apples to Apples. I've never played Apples to Apples, but everybody who has played both Cards Against Humanity and Apples to Apples has said Cards Against Humanity is just like Apples to Apples, but offensive, and desperately so to everyone. The people who've organized it, they continue selling different uh,
Iterations.
yeah, expansion packs, iterations, however you want to call it, with different concepts. And um, so what'll happen though is usually once a year they'll have something for the holidays. Uh, One was specifically around Hanukkah themed,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't know what you're gonna get. Um, so you basically go in and you say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you $20, and you're gonna do something.
You're gonna mail me something every
Um,
day for.
so there was one that was the 12 days of Hanukkah for cards, where like for the first 3 days they sent socks. And
We still have menorah socks
they had menorahs on them, which each
with
day
had
had a
different number of
different
candles
number of
lit.
candles lit. And by the third day, you're like, well, crap, am I just going to get 12 pairs of socks? But no, then they sent some cards, they sent some other stuff.
Then there were more socks.
So the worst part is now you don't have all 12 days of socks. You just have, what, 4 days of socks, and
I
they're
don't know.
randomly numbered. So that's the type of humor that they have. There was another time where they actually, I don't think this one was for the holidays, but they actually had a situation where they bought an island in Maine, and so
You get a square.
it's a square foot. We have a
Square
deed
foot.
to a square foot of an island in Maine. Um, there's another part where they rented a castle in England and allocated a period of time to be king of said castle to everybody that had gone in. Well, we had put the name of our rabbit at the time for that card set, so our rabbit was queen of the castle for, I think it's like 7 minutes for some period back in like 2008. Um, so yeah, lots of fun things. So this year they had a one that was themed around um,
Environment.
around climate change specifically,
Yeah.
and you got a discount on the environment pack based on how screwed you were
Based on your zip code.
based on your zip code. So if the climate change was theorized to impact you extremely badly, you got up to like a 30% discount on the pack.
Yeah.
And I think we got like a 12%
We're not so
discount.
bad
We're
off.
not so bad off, but we still got a nice discount. And the package came with seeds, the seed paper that you plant the. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it
They
wasn't.
offset off all the emissions.
Yeah, lots of really cool things. And they actually are socially and environmentally conscious group of people. There was one year that they realized that the Chinese factory that makes the card games
Gave
um,
no paid time off.
never gave any paid time off, and some of the people working there hadn't seen their family in like 10, 20 years. So they bought a period of time to operate the factory for 1 week and told them everybody needs to not make anything. And so they got vacation. They got their first vacation in like 10 years. And we ended up getting letters from the people uh, who got vacations and saying thank you. There was one letter that said something to the effect of, "Thank you. I've never played this game, but it must be the most kind and friendly game of all time to
No,
do this for us people."
no.
So yeah, if you're able to withstand some offensive jokes, the Card Against Humanity people are quite good people. All right, we have actually now that we've babbled along for a while, um, we have a couple of comments. Jan Johnson says, "Can you explain the difference between merino and superfine merino? I think both are in the green fairy bat."
Yeah, so that is usually grading based on micron count. So the
And what's
regular,
micron count? Let's go
it's the
real
fineness of
real
the
deep.
how thick the individual fibers are.
A micron, by the way, is 1,000th of a millimeter, right? So you
Okay.
divide a millimeter by 1,000 and you get a micron. So the number of those is basically how thick the individual fiber is. So what's the distinction between a
Okay,
merino and
so
superfine?
standard merino wool, at least what I get from my supplier, is 23 micron. You start getting into superfine in the 18 to 20 micron range, and like extra fine is down to like 15.
So the individual fibers themselves would be, if you think about it in millimeters, 0.023 millimeters for the
Standard.
merino, for the standard merino, and point 0, were you saying 19?
Yeah.
0.019. So not a huge difference. Um,
My finding is that the superfine merino tends to have a little bit more of the crimp. It's not as heavily processed as the standard merino. It still has some crimp in it, whereas the other stuff kind of feels like it's been processed to death sometimes, which it's fine as a base, but you don't want to spin it by itself.
well, I'd imagine that with the superfine, you can't process it a bunch because it's just going to rip
Right,
apart.
and I just think it's better quality fleeces um, than are what are getting thrown into the 23 micron stuff. So it is when the wool gets sold, it gets graded and divided based on micron count into piles and then combined to make the product. And then the Green Fairy has some superfine merino fleece in it that is, I forget who's the breeder for this fleece. This fleece that was given to me by a friend. That is very nice stuff.
Now, it's in order to get superfine merino, that's not. I'm assuming that's related to the genetics of that particular sheep.
Not necessarily. It can also be terroir. So the food that they're eating, the ground that they're on, that kind of stuff, their pasture, as well as what it's being selected for. So diet can affect fineness. The weather can affect fineness.
Oh wow!
If they live in harsher climates, they'll produce finer fleeces.
Really?
Because it's warmer.
That's fascinating.
So it's like you can have cashmere goats in the U.S., but they don't produce as fine of cashmere as what's produced in the Himalayas.
Hmm. Now, when you say harsher climates, do you mean specifically warmer climates or more extreme?
More extreme.
Interesting.
So like England has a hard time producing fine fleeces because it's too wet in England. Finer fleeces also do better in drier conditions.
Okay. Cool. Hopefully that answers your question. Now, you blended the superfine and the standard merino, right?
Yeah, there's also a blend of superfine merino and silk, which I hand dye, and I used it, the undyed, in this bat, and that has superfine merino in it.
Okay, down to my last quarter.
I'm sorry for not like giving you guys eye contact tonight, but I'm having to pay attention to my spinning.
I have an excuse for having to pay more attention to my spinning with the whole Band-Aid thing. By the way, Jen says yes, that explained that answered their question.
Okay.
All right, so we're day 8.
It's like baby camel or
Yeah.
baby alpaca does not actually mean it's from baby alpacas or baby camel. It's a fineness of the fiber.
Marketing.
Yes.
Gotta love it.
So baby camel is softer than camel, and baby alpacas softer than regular alpaca.
Now, is a baby animal more likely to produce
Yes.
a finer?
Generally, fiber animals produce coarser fleeces as they get older.
Okay. Interesting. Maybe they'll use that new aging vaccine that they're producing in Japan to try and alleviate that. Did you hear about that?
No.
Supposedly, they tested this out in mice, but they were able to create a vaccine that slowed down some of the impacts of
Vaccine
aging.
doesn't seem like the right word for that.
That's the word that they used. It's very odd. I agree.
Age is infectious.
Age is a disease. No.
Well, not all diseases are infectious.
Yeah, I know. That's all I have to say about that one. I don't know anything else. Anything else I will say will just get me in trouble. So we finally tricked our kids into watching a holiday special.
Yeah. They watched the Mickey
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol because the eldest just read A Christmas Carol and was doing homework about it. The ultimate coup will be getting them to watch the Patrick Stewart version.
I don't think you're going to do that.
I have hopes.
They don't have the love of Patrick Stewart like you have to start off with, so it's just going to be a bunch of old people right now for them.
So,
Although I was telling Gab that, like, in the ranking of the let's say the I don't know, difficulty or highbrow nature of Christmas Carol movies, there is the Mickey Christmas Carol at the bottom. Maybe a little bit higher is the Muppet Christmas Carol.
yeah.
And then there's the Patrick Stewart Christmas Carol. And then if you really want to go highbrow and conceptual, there's the one about, I can't remember the name now. The one about the guy who about Charles Dickens writing Christmas Carol.
I forget, like, I know
The Man Who Invented Christmas.
The Man Who Invented Christmas, and I know we watched it because the man who plays Dickens.
Yeah.
And I forget who that is.
I think it was the guy who played. I can't remember his name now. On Downton Abbey.
Is it Matthew?
I think it was Matthew. Yeah.
Though I like him best in Eurovision.
He is great in Eurovision. But yeah, so I think I may have intrigued Gab to watch The Man Who Invented Christmas. And by the way, Molly Singh says only CVMs get finer with age.
Oh, interesting. I love some CVM.
Yeah.
Yep. I've gotten some CVM that are used as lawnmowers for solar fields.
Yeah. Is there a particular reason why you would want to use a CVM for a lawnmower?
No, I think you can use any breed of sheep. CVMs are particularly they produce a nice fleece and they can be used as meat sheep, so they're a dual purpose. sheep. They're also known as Rommeldales.
Rommeldales.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're a combination Romney and Corriedale?
And Merino.
Okay. Yeah, when you combine 3 names into one word, that just kind of, you lose a little bit, I think.
Well, CVM is for California Variegated Mutant.
Is it really?
Yes, which is the colored versions of Rommeldale.
And Molly's checking on the carrot cake, by the way. You'll have to send us a picture. I want carrot cake.
Yeah.
No, actually, what I really want is the pound cake that I made for my parents.
I want carrot muffins. I really like carrot muffins.
I've had carrot muffins.
I used to buy them from Trader Joe's.
Oh, maybe I have had carrot muffins. Oh, I remember they're carrot ginger muffins, aren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah. Those are good. We
They
can make
stopped
those.
selling them.
We can make them.
I think I got some fiber in my nose.
You got a nose for fiber?
Something like that.
I mean, I know we make the drug dealing jokes all the time, but I mean, you don't have to snort it.
No. Snorting it is not good.
Molly says the cake is not even close. Did you turn on the oven? And I ask that only because somebody in Great British Bake Off forgot to turn on the oven. Who was that?
I thought it was Giuseppe.
All right, I was gonna say, like, I thought it was Giuseppe, but Giuseppe won, so
Spoiler.
spoilers. Yeah, it's long enough. It's like saying Darth Vader's Luke Skywalker's dad. If you don't know by now, I'm sorry.
There's
you
a
should
little
know.
bit more time between that and last season of Great British.
Molly says, ginger would be a good addition. And Jan Johnson says, wearing a fleece shirt tonight and the fiber is sticky. Yes. Sorry.
We had a discussion about wearing synthetics around fiber.
Need appropriate wardrobe choices for spinning, apparently. Maybe next time you need to add a label to the fiber, like, this fiber spins well when wearing these type of pants.
Yeah.
My jeans are actually collecting quite a bit of the sparkle.
Yeah,
they are so pretty.
Nick is wearing a mashup sweater.
Yeah, I think I've worn it before.
Yeah, but I don't know if we...
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, it's the Elizabeth Zimmerman Seamless Hybrid. I forget which book. It ended up being a good pattern for handspun.
And Christopher has a matching one too.
Mm-hmm. But his is a flax sweater. Is the pattern by Tin Can Knits.
I didn't know it was a different pattern.
Yep.
Molly says round pan times are not 9x13 pan times. That is correct. It's like when I try and make mini muffins out of my banana bread recipe.
Yeah.
That's all over the place. And Jan Johnson says, I'll be sparkly when I stand up.
I'm always sparkly.
I mean, isn't that a good thing?
Yeah.
Just make sure nobody confuses you for a vampire.
There's been... Angelina is the glitter of the fiber world. And once you introduce it into your house, you will never be rid of it. I'm currently dealing with like braiding up fiber and finding Angelina in it. And it's not stuff that has any sparkle. It's not
supposed to be in the fiber?
Not supposed to have any sparkle.
Is this your way of apologizing to everybody if they had some unintended Angelina in their
yeah. I'm so sorry. But I was dyeing some Merino Stellina.
Fiber herpes.
Yeah, and it infected everything else that I've been dyeing for the last month.
You know, I think we've got to switch it to. I mean, the whole joke about glitter is that it's herpes because it's so infectious. I think we need to change that to it being COVID. Angelina has fiber COVID.
No, that's too close. I don't want to think about COVID when I think about fiber. Not that I want to think about herpes when I'm thinking about fiber. But if you do fiber prep, definitely get your tetanus shot.
Yeah.
Because tetanus can hang out in raw fleece. And there's the whole sharp metal tools if you do fiber prep. And they definitely bite.
I'm pretty sure I'm up on my tetanus. Mainly because whenever they ask me if I'm up on my tetanus and I say I don't know, they give me a tetanus shot.
I need to get a tetanus booster.
By the way, Molly Singh says, I opened night B tonight. Chaos bobbin first. Enjoy the chaos. One of these years we should just flip it up and I'll do the one in order and you'll do the random. Really confuse people.
A tradition.
You know, I really like doing the dice roll. Oh, come on. Stop being so excited about being so close to being done, Nick. Bless you.
Fiber in my nose.
You said that before.
I know, it's still there.
I'm looking around for something.
Is it another strip of fiber? Because you're going to be done?
I seem to be low on fiber here. What's up?
I don't know. I'm going to feel really bad if you beat me with,
with 2
disabled
injured
thumbs.
Yeah. I'm not beating you. I am succeeding.
Okay.
Remember?
Yes.
I don't beat my wife.
You don't.
All right. I'm trying to think of something to talk about to distract Jill from the fact that I'm almost done.
It's a hard thing to distract me from.
We're going to be completely silent now. I apologize.
Now I'm going to have to strip.
Why?
Since you did it faster than me with disabled thumbs.
You think stripping helped me with that? That was very consistent. In fact, I may have gotten a little bit thinner than I usually do. But yeah. All done. Boom. And I don't have Meredith to beat me tonight.
No, or Dave.
So, cool. All right, now I gotta entertain people. Nuts.
Yeah, you do. Song and dance.
Da, 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 da. Okay, that's all I got on me. So let's see. Have I done anything? I'm gonna go back through and look at what I've spun because we're on 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's still one that I've that you guys haven't seen. Oh crap! I may have lost order of one of them. Oh well. There's only one of them.
That's a surprise?
That's a surprise still. Everything else you guys have seen. No, wait, 2 of them. And I haven't done 8. But tomorrow we're going to get into that chaos point where I'm going to roll the die like 6 times before I get a number I haven't gotten. Eventually I'm just going to... You know what? We've got 4 days left. Yeah.
You want to randomize and now?
What?
Do you want to...
Oh, yes, because I'm sure they want to watch me rolling dice for 10 minutes.
Well, they're... it might be more exciting than what I'm doing.
Well, I figure I could talk about something instead. What? I don't know. Let's see. What else did we do today? Cleaned, baked.
Gab made soap.
Gab made soap. So Gab, as part of the things that Gab wants to sell for Gab Made, and has been making quite a bit of money with recently, is different soaps. So they'll take soap that,
They're doing glycerin,
yeah,
melting pour.
glycerin soap. So you melt that, add some colors, some mica, and put it into nice molds, right? So the cool thing is that they've had the ideas of one, just regular bar soap, what they do. Then they have pocket soap, where you have a little tin and that you put the soap in and you carry that around with you. And it's fantastic because let me tell you, I have an allergic reaction to all the soaps that are out in public restrooms because they're always the antibacterial stuff, and for some reason I react to that. So this is nice to be able to carry around. And then
Are
um,
you secretly a mass of bacteria?
I am just one large bacteria in a very pretty form. So, um, by the way, Cornwall Crafter says, good morning. Good morning. And Jill is obviously cold.
No, Jill is covering up her hair because it is in mid-process.
It is loading.
Yeah,
Um,
I
let's
might
get the
share
loading
at
wheel
the
going on.
end.
Let's see. And then I designed a 3D printed mold for Gab to be able to make rupees from Legend of Zelda. So they're basically gems. And now Gab has made blue ones, red ones, one silver one, and one green one, which are really cool. And finally, my favorite, which we need to convince Gab to do some more of, is the Inside Out felted soap. And this is fantastic because I hate felted soap normally because you have to scrub so much to get any soap out of it. But it's great because you have the embedded something to scrub your hands and get them super clean. Inside Out soap, felted soap, is the the fiber is embedded inside the soap itself. So as you're
Like this won't
scrubbing,
work for cold process soap
yeah, no,
because that would destroy the wool process. But melt and pour glycerin soap is just fine.
yeah. So as you're washing, you got a little bit of the fiber exposed, and it works great for scrubbing. And as you get more and more, the bit felts and gets smaller and smaller, the bit of fiber. And like I've got a massive chunk now from the first one that I used that still has a little bit of soap in it, and it is great for scrubbing. So much better than any felted soap we've made before. So uh, once Gab has made some more stock of that, we can try and put some up in the shop. All right,
There, I'm done now.
my story timed perfectly.
Yes.
Um,
So dad joke time.
by the way, Molly, oh, let's see. Cornell Crafter says, "What's the difference between a politician and a flying pig?" The letter F, which I think we saw that yesterday or day before or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you just got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Um, and Molly Singh says, "Cake is done. Picture will be tagged Base12 Spinalong or SAL 2021."
Awesome.
So cool. Um,
Okay, I will share my in-process hair.
oh,
So, I'm blonde today. It won't be for long, but
loading,
loading.
loading. I think it's cute. We'll get you back to your
Yeah,
natural.
we need to get me back to my natural hair color.
Um, as for my dad joke, uh, so a while back, we had that problem with the wasps that were in the I guess over there,
Yeah, in the garden bed.
in the garden bed. I didn't know that they like dug in and
Yeah.
fly in holes there. So I had to go out and buy some spray. And this is a fictional story, but I'm going to say it as if it's true because it's funnier that way. So I'm going into the hardware store and I find some fly spray, and
Yeah.
I ask, "Well, is this good for wasps?" And the guy there says, "No, it kills them."
That's a good one.
Yeah, the reason why it's a fictional story is I have no idea what fly spray is, but
Yeah.
um, yeah. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Um, Molly is not even halfway yet, but you're baking a cake, so you've got
Yeah.
complete excuse there. But
So,
hope
see you tomorrow night.
hopefully my thumbs will be a little bit better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.